Yo, peoples, I am so sorry. I am sorry that I'm 15 minutes late. I'm never usually this late. Never ever usually this late. It's just been a whole shambles today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Goonies quit smoking weed, which is a good thing, but mentally my head is a mess. Everything is going left. Right now I'm supposed to be in Orlando. As you can see, man, I'm sweating like crazy because I had to run back, jump on the pod. You get me? And just do this. I'm meant to be like, it's all a huge mess, but like, I had to apologize to my guest, Alex, who is waiting patiently backstage. I'm going to bring him back on. I'm not, you, oh man. It's been a whole shit show today. But listen, Alex, not your good first time on Man Knows Football. I'm usually very punctual. I am so
No,
sorry
it's all
about
right, man. Don't worry about it. Do you know what? The comments made me laugh, so
it.
it's
Yeah,
cool, man. No worries.
completely my bad, people. But we have got Alex, who has kindly joined us today for a transfer talk on Liverpool FC. Obviously, we know they've made the big signing in Darwin Nunez. Well, there's several topics that we're going to talk about. Actually, that's going to
Yeah,
be
man.
one of
Come
them.
on.
But before we get into that, I do have Alex's details down there in the descriptions. They're all clickable links. I've done all the work for you in the chat, people. Make sure you go show my brother some love. You get me? But first and foremost, Alex, how are you doing, bruv?
I'm well, I'm good, bro. I'm in Liverpool. I've just moved into a new flat, so I haven't even bought a bin yet, like that.
Lovely,
So I got to go
lovely.
out and buy a bin. Exciting stuff. But then I'm back in London tomorrow doing women's Euro stuff for DR and stuff like that. So yeah, just enjoying the pre-season at the minute, man.
No, absolutely. And speaking of preseason, now listen, I'm not here to try and wind up nobody. I'm just
Here
here
we
to
go.
ask you
Here we go.
questions.
No,
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 because
go on.
listen,
I'm
but
ready.
first, but first, I'm going to give you my opinion on Darwin Nunez. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
think
yeah.
I do think the people are being very harsh on the guy. I'll say that.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say that. I mean, if we're gonna really be judging 100 million price tag on a preseason, I think that's
Can I
mad.
just say though? Can I just say it doesn't cost 100 million. We've paid 75. So no, sorry, we've paid 68 up front
Still here, mate.
to
68 up.
rise to potentially rise to 85 million pounds. So where this 100 million comes from, I don't know, man. People's
It's,
abacuses are all moving mad.
it's the brown envelopes talk. That's what it is, man. The brown envelopes need papers to sell and all that, so they're just gonna come out
Mm.
with a 100 million price tag. But it's so obviously it's 85 plus. Obviously, if you win the league or if he
60
hits,
rising to 80,
okay,
85 mil.
okay. So that makes sense, and that doesn't
Yeah.
make it sound as bad as what people are making out. But I just wanted to start off with him because my opinion of this guy before you signed him, I thought he was a very good finisher, deadly
Hmm.
finisher. As a matter of fact, I do think that there are areas in his game that he does need to improve. Of course, he's 21,
Yeah,
22
yeah,
years
of
old.
course.
You get me? You're never the complete package at that age. But from what I've seen of him, I said this: if Chelsea had signed him, I think he would have struggled at Chelsea, 100%. But I think he's gone to a team in Liverpool where you lot are so good on the transition and so good on the front foot that some of these things that he's not great at, he can get away with it in that Liverpool squad. Because now, if you've got attackers either side of him who are comfortable on the ball and are going to be creating chances, and even you've got your Thiagos behind you and so on and so forth, what you're really asking him to do is just get into effective positions, understand the surroundings around him, and put the ball in the back of the net.
That's it. Yeah,
So
basically.
I think it works out. I think it works out pretty much well for you. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because I have seen a lot of unfair criticism on the timeline on this guy.
Hmm. My thoughts are when I saw him play at Anfield for Benfica in, I think it was April, I came away and said, wow, that's the best performance from a player of the other team that I've seen at Anfield for years. He scored 4 goals that night. 2 of them were offside, and the 2 that were offside were unbelievable. One right foot, one left foot.
Yeah.
And then he scored 2 normal goals on the night as well. So, and he was running up and down the left. He was doing defending. It was almost as if he was auditioning or twerking for Klopp in that game. Because what normally happens is if you score against Liverpool, you play well at Anfield, and Klopp gives you a certain look. That look means in 6 months, come, come join us.
Yeah, that's the one.
And that's literally what's happened. So, what do I think of him? I've seen and I know, and I've seen it with my own eyes that he's a really great finisher and a hard worker. Um, And the criticism that he's got in pre-season is just silliness, really. I mean, it's all fun and games until he scores a hat-trick against you in the Prem when it really matters. Do you know what I mean? Or United or Arsenal, who seem to be making the most jokes. And listen, it's fun and games. It is like I chuckle as well. You know, I'm seeing pictures of Central C and it says Nunez highlights 1080p, and it's and it's mad, bro. And I've seen, you know, the Monty video, Andy Carroll. It's funny because it's silly season. That's what pre-season is. It's silly season.
Yeah.
But when this guy starts rattling in the goals, trust me, bro, no one's going to be making these jokes anymore. It's a bit like, you know, when Sancho joined, and he did flop last season. And before he got an assist or a goal, it was like pictures of troops bunning a zoot saying, saying, Sancho, Kennington's finest,
Yeah.
1080p highlights, all that shit.
I guess, but a lot of it, I think a lot of it is banter. And deep down, and this is what I say about football fans, yeah? Deep down, whether your ego is going to let you tell you or not, you know he's going to do a good job at Liverpool. That's what I say to most people. I've said it to some of my Chelsea brethren that's, oh, have you seen this guy? I'm saying, listen, deep down, you lot know that because it's just football banter, and this is what people are saying, you don't entirely believe that.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, because the way it is that it's like every other player. You've got to judge when it comes to the end of the season and look at his returns. And even still, his first season in the Premier League, is it fair to really judge him and look at him holistically after his first season, 21, 22 years old? I still don't think so.
Do you know what? I think he's gonna start as Diaz started for Liverpool.
You reckon he's gonna hit the ground running?
100%. 100% he will. I'm not like I'd be very surprised if he doesn't score in the first game. This is how good, and I think the Liverpool fans have seen it, obviously, because he's played at Anfield. But I don't think it's a well-known, as wide thing yet that people realise how good this guy is. So listen, he's had one very good season at Benfica. Before that, you know, it is what it is. But you know, you don't just get one good season and it chucks you into the limelight for no reason. You either carry that on and join a really good club that's looking towards the future, has the right morals, which Liverpool is, or he could have gone to, I don't know, United and been another Falcao or another Di Maria there, another Sanchez. So he's in the best place.
Even at Chelsea.
Or Chelsea. So United or Chelsea. I feel like at Arsenal he probably would have done well. But United and Chelsea, yeah, I don't think they're the clubs for him. So he's joined the right club. He's joined the right manager. He's got some of the best players in the world around him. He's got Trent and Robbo whipping balls into the box, who, by the way, are about to become together the defenders with the most ever assists after Leighton Baines. They're 2 away, and they've done it in 200 games quicker. And when you've got Thiago flinging balls through, Salah setting you up, Diaz, Jota, Firmino, how are you not going to score 20?
That's
at least.
Point. Yeah.
Seriously, like. So, I mean, I'm just so excited. I can't wait to see this guy. Listen, if you're asking me, should he have scored in pre-season? He probably should have. Of course he should have. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. This is what I'm saying. Make the jokes till it matters. You can make the jokes. But when it matters and he starts pinging them in, then obviously these jokes can't run anymore. So I think he's going to hit the ground running.
I mean, for pre-season, for me, it's literally just like a glorified beep test. That's what me and my friends call it. It's just getting your fitness back up to levels and just really like, that's it, man. Just preparing for the season. So I don't really take it seriously. You can see the players themselves don't take it 100% seriously. I was just in, obviously not my team, but I was just in Baltimore. I watched Arsenal versus Everton. And you could literally see that both teams, although yes, the fans went there to pay, but you can see both teams were probably giving about 50-40% max on the pitch. You could tell that they was there to focus on several things. Don't get injured, just get your fitness up and show face. That's it. And that's what most of preseason is. But I've seen quite a few that are concerned from your fan base. Sadio Mane leaving the club. So I don't know if I'll go as far to say this. Liverpool not the same without Mane. They won't win the league, I guarantee. Well, listen, I'll start by saying this. They didn't win the league last season. They were 1 point off Manchester City.
Yes, it's a massive miss. I think Mane if you add up Mane, Minamino, and Origi's goals last season, I think it comes to like 38.
Yeah.
And we basically got to replace those 38 goals. So where are they going to come from? They're going to come from Diaz, Nunez, and potentially
Jota.
maybe Jota. But he scored 20 himself last season, so he'll just do that again. He scored
Exactly.
21 last season. But I'm looking at now Harvey Elliott to step up, Carvalho to score goals. Hopefully between them 3 or 4 new signings, or Diaz fairly new signing, you're looking at that replacing that.
Yeah.
And Mane himself, the unpredictability of his play was just amazing. He could go right, left foot, header. Yeah, how can you replace him? You can't really. But at the same time, what we've done in order to replace him, I'm more than happy with. But yeah, listen, Mane, what a player, man. Honestly, so underrated. One of the best Premier League players of all time, I think. In the top, I'd say top 20, I'd say, Prem players of all time. And that's a massive, big shout, you know?
I think the career he's had, even outside of Liverpool before he joined you,
Yeah.
didn't he get like, hasn't he got like the recorded fastest hat trick in the Prem or something with Southampton? Yeah. There's that. He was on fire over there. So for you guys to, credit to your scouting to identify him and pick him up and turn him to what he has turned into, because look, a lot of that as well is down to the management and the coaching as well that turned him to that better player. You've got to give him that. And I want to also say that about Nunez as well. It's like sometimes you've also got to look at the managers and the teams as well, because we have this thing at Chelsea Football Club where I'm seeing people saying, oh, we don't want certain centre backs. We don't want certain defenders. They're rubbish. They're this, that, and the other. They were saying the same thing about Rudiger and several others. And look how that turned out under Thomas Tuchel. I think it's a similar thing with Jurgen Klopp. Is whether you rate Nunez or not shouldn't matter, in my opinion. It's what the manager is capable of doing with this player. Because Jurgen Klopp has something.
He doesn't buy flops, bro.
Name
one player that's flopped at Liverpool under him.
But Jurgen Klopp has one thing.
In terms of a striker.
He's got one thing I would say that not many managers have, and I've seen only in a few managers. I'll say early Jose Mourinho days, I saw it. Pep Guardiola to an extent, I've seen it, and Jurgen Klopp. And that is the ability to take an average player and make them feel in their mind that they're world class, because that's where it starts up here. And once they believe up here that they are, you see the performances on the pitch. I think Klopp is capable of doing that. I actually do think he can do that with Nunez. But in terms of Mane, again, the questions answer themselves if you look at this Liverpool team, because these are questions people wanted me to ask you as a Liverpool fan. Are you worried at the fact that Mane has left the club, and do you think that you're going to drop points in terms of the title chase next season? Because you finished 1 point behind Man City last season. Do you think you can do it again? Or even win it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we finished 1 point behind Man City in 18-19. The next season we won it. We lost the Champions League final in 2018. The next year we won it. So the history, the stats, I guess, say that we can go again. And yeah, I think, listen, if you're asking me, can we get one more point than last year, which is basically what it is to win the league, and surely between Nunez, Diaz, Carvalho, surely that equals 1 point, then we should be able to do that again. It's just about, will Man City do it again? I mean, there's arguments to say that they could romp it with Haaland, but there's arguments to say, well, they've lost Zinchenko, Jesus, Fernandinho,
Sterling.
Bernardo Silva, Sterling. That's like 5 players that have all probably won the league between them 20 times. So you take that away, and they're definitely different next season. It's yet to be proven. It'll be a good test in the Community Shield next weekend, because again, it's the first time we're going to see a new system, a new City, a new Liverpool, really, or a start of a new era in each team. So I think we can do it. I think we can do it, man. If it's 1 point, if that's all we're talking about, then why not? Surely we can get that again.
100. I don't disagree, bruv. Because losing, right, whatever you tell me, losing a Raheem Sterling and, quite frankly, like you said, those several other players, it's going to affect
your team. Man.
And as of now, from where we're speaking from, as of today and where it stands, none of those players have been replaced. Jesus, Raheem Sterling.
Jesus Alvarez, I guess.
True. But
say
then
that.
you've got Raheem Sterling, whose output for Manchester City has been ridiculous when he's been trusted. So it's also about replacing that. But then is that what they've asked Erling Haaland to do if he's going to be the focal point? Are they going to go away from, spreading the goals around the attack and the midfield and, your wing backs, full backs or whatever it is, to sort of saying, here you go, Erling Haaland, we've signed him, prolific number 9. We're going to focus on this guy getting the goals. We never know. We don't know how this is going to play out. There's several new things that we're going to see with this Manchester City team. But you see, for me, I feel like I've got no right to talk about even chasing up with City. My thing is this season is closing that 18-point gap on Liverpool.
Is that what it was? 18, yeah?
18
6
points,
wins, basically.
This is what I'm trying to say. And everybody's talking about, Chelsea, we should be battling for second place. We should be overtaking Liverpool for second place. I said, are you mad? Do you know how many points 18 points are, bruv?
That's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
That's
18 points. So this is why I respect it. Without even knowing what the business is this season, at the end of this transfer window, I already know that's the aim. For me, I know I want Chelsea to get in between 82 and 85 points. I will be happy with that progress, even if that means finishing third. I'll be happy with that because that is progress compared to the 78 or 79.
What did you get? What did you get last season?
Let me double check because I want to be accurate here.
Because it's mad, Let's say 74. I think we got 90. What did you get? 74 last season.
You got 92, rude boy.
Yeah, but do you know what? 74 to 79 has been enough to win the league sometimes. It's, I think United won it with like 78 points or something, didn't they? So years ago, that would have been the level, really. And now it's just like, well, even if you get 80 points, and let's say we got 99, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
19 points, you'd think, that's a mad difference. But 80 points is probably... That's very good still if you get 80 points, I would say. But but the levels are just like, what can I say, man? It's just
that's what I'm talking.
Not even on like a bragging one, bro. But we're living in an era now that I don't think we will see again, where there's two teams as good as this fighting like this every year. And as soon as I know Pep might stay for a bit longer, but as soon as he goes, though, it's a wrap for Liverpool. It's a wrap. So hopefully he can get off fairly quickly.
I'm not a hater whatsoever. Sometimes I banter different clubs. I say certain things as jokes.
You gave me the Quasia treatment as well last time.
I remember that. I didn't even know you was. I had no idea you was going to be on the show, bro. I had that prepared. Like,
that pod made some noise, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did make a lot of noise. People enjoyed that one. They did enjoy that one, man. But 92, you got 92 out of 114 points and didn't win the league. Manchester City get 93 out of 114 points. It's just like you said, you're not going to get two teams that are that close competing for the title again. And then on top of that, the gap between second and third is 18 points.
You know what I mean? So, and again, I think with the improvements you're making and that are still to make, I think you can close that gap. But it's about, well, you're thinking of closing that gap, but Tottenham are also thinking of closing the gap from you to them.
Which is only 2 points.
Exactly. So you're looking over your shoulders, plus looking forward. We're kind of just we're just chasing City. We're not even bothered about looking back and saying, we're just literally got our eyes on them. So I hope it works this season, man, because I don't know how many of them last day of the season disappointments I can do anymore, man.
No, I hear you. But City are looking to strengthen still. They've just got rid of Zinchenko. As I understand it, they're trying to get Cucurella as that left back spot, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I still feel they need some depth in that centre back position. I think Laporte has been injured quite a bit, and I do think the best centre back partnership is Diaz and Laporte. I think that's their best two, but those two can't stay fit for a lot of the season, so they've still got a lot of depth. Because I do think the drop off from one of those two players to John Stones is huge. I'm not a huge fan of John Stones, Some people might tell me, "Oh, we had a great couple seasons or whatever," but for me, in terms of what I look for in my defenders and how I rate them, I don't put him at that world-class level. I don't think he's that good in my opinion, but it is what it is. So I think they do need to strengthen there. I think you guys need to as well. I think you
Yeah.
guys should start thinking about that. I think you lot need to think about the midfield too. But you've been linked with a player. I'm praying you don't get him because I know Chelsea are interested. Mateus Nunez at Sporting Lisbon.
Nunez. Yeah.
This boy here looks like he could be special. I can't lie to you, bro. And I don't just go from YouTube clips. I have Portuguese friends. Yeah, I know it sounds like the most cliche thing to say, but I do actually
I've been to Nando's a couple of times. I heard the waiters chatting
That's
about
what I mean.
over a Sagres.
No, because there is actually
Super
a place. There's a place in NYC I'm going to take you. Actually, I've got a partnership with them called the Football Factory. So it's basically all the fans from all the different leagues, when their games are on, they come to the Football Factory and watch. So the reason why I know about this guy is because they have a huge Portuguese following and they come into the Football Factory. The sporting games when they play Porto and Benfica, they're always on the screens. So I'm watching these games when I'm talking to these guys. That's the one guy that's always stood out to me. And I've said, this guy's going to be at a big club.
I don't know how many times we can dip into the Portuguese league and just rob all their best players, though. We've done it like Diaz in January. We've just taken Nunez. I mean, Sporting, he kind of like has replaced Bruno there. And now it's kind of like his time to go. And listen, I hear it. He's a good player. I've seen some of his stuff. I have, and I do think he'd be a good buy. But I think we should just hold out until we get Jude. I really do. I mean, if we're going to buy a mid... I know they're two different players, but Jude does everything he does and better, I'd say.
Fair enough.
And he's got a bit more of a ceiling, I think, as well. A bit more of a better ceiling. He's younger. So I would personally wait till next summer. I mean, ideally, we just go and buy Jude now, but if we believe in what we read, then it looks like it'll be next summer. But I actually wrote down a list the other day of all the midfielders that Liverpool can use in that three, right? So you've got Hendo, Fabinho, Thiago, which is my starting three every week, if you ask me. James Milner, Curtis Jones, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita. And then you can also play Harvey Elliott, Carvalho in that midfield three as well. And Curtis Jones. Basically 9 or 10. So I know people are saying we're short in the midfield, but I think this is probably a midfield playing at its peak. Right. And I think at its peak between Fabinho, Thiago and Henderson, we've probably got 3 more years out of them in terms of not all together, but until maybe Fabinho gets a bit old or whatever. But I would say Jude, let's get Jude in. And if we don't get him in this summer, then I'd be content with what we've got. And I think the only other option is probably that Nunez. But apart from that, I don't see much out there that could actually come into our starting 11 and improve it.
So in terms of the Jude Bellingham situation, first I got to ask you: do you know if is it actually true that he is a Liverpool fan?
Yeah. So he grew up watching Stevie G, as we all did, but he was his idol. And yeah, the contact has been made. Like he's well aware of Liverpool's interest, and I think once you play for Dortmund, and Klopp obviously has the links there. Still,
the advantage, isn't it?
I think if Klopp we know Klopp's here for 4 more seasons. If Klopp can manage to bring in Jude before those 3 years are up, then that could be the best ever leaving present, because I think he comes from a Liverpool family. His dad's a Liverpool fan, I think, and it would just be a dream move for him. And I think, look at the players that he could play with at Liverpool. Look at the trophies he could win. He could be the real difference.
Does he pick? Do you think he picks you guys over Real Madrid if they came in?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, maybe if he was a South American player, I'd say worried, Real Madrid. I hear that, but trust me, bro. This guy wants to go to Liverpool, and then he can go to your Real Madrids or your. But come here first. Do you know what I mean? Because Or in fact, don't even leave. I've seen players leave and it really hasn't worked out for them. I can name 5 to 10 players that were our best player. They left and look where they are now. So it doesn't always. It's not always the way that the grass is always greener. So if Jude does leave, I can't see him going anywhere else apart from Liverpool. So
I quite like the kid as well, man. That's a shame, but it's good for you guys. It's just a shame for everybody else. I would have loved to see that link happen.
but that's not like luck. That's like he's grown up watching us. He's a real fan.
Yeah,
that's not like, oh look, Liverpool lucky getting him. Like that's manifested.
It's a Rafinha situation.
There you go.
Because this is why a lot of Chelsea fans are like, why can't you be a bit more mad about Rafinha? No, it's like I understood.
Like, it's not all about money.
No, it's
Players
not.
do grow up wanting to, like, there still are dreamers in football that want to go back to their hometown club or play for their dream team. Like, it's not all about, like, of course it is, but if everyone just goes to Real Madrid every time, then, we might as well just pack it in now.
No, because, that one there. Because Rafinha, like, from a kid, like, I think his grandparents and him, they've always wanted to play for Barca. And I've been telling people, like, yo, he's going to go to Barcelona regardless of what they give him. Because remember, he was on 60K a week at Leeds and he's taking 35K a week at Barcelona.
35? Is that what he's... Wow.
So that
Big
goes...
pay cut.
This is why I can't be angry at Rafinha. Because when you're looking at a drop-off like that...
Because he would have got, like, 250 at Chelsea, right?
We offered him, I think it was like, it was over 150. That much I know.
Okay.
Close to 200
or something.
So for him to turn around and say, nah, I'm taking a 35 at Barca. You know what? I've even got to take my hat off to him and clap. Because that's a man of his word. He said, I'm going to play for Barcelona by nook or cranny. I'm playing for that club. And that's what he did. So it was that over money. But let me get this super chat out of the way before I forget. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Guni, I'm not going to lie to you. Our best pair is Stones and Diaz. They did a crazy 20 games, 17 CS. Clean sheets. Oh, that's the one. I don't know. Yeah, 4 goals conceded and 5 scored. Wow. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. Not too bad, I must say. But still, I am not John Stones' biggest fan, cuz I will say that. He's had a good season, but I wouldn't say I'm his biggest fan. I can't lie. Yeah, see, 35K. You're laughing. You're laughing at 35K
That's what
a week.
Gets now.
You're laughing at 35K a week. Rude boy. You know, if you was getting 35K a week in your bank account, you would be
laughing.
Yeah,
I'd be laughing to the bank.
You're
not in a sarcastic way either.
140K a month. People are not earning half of that in a year, people. Some people don't earn this 35K he's getting in a week and a year.
Trust.
Yeah, so that's just when you look at it relatively, innit? We are nobody to be laughing at these players because they're on stupid money. Yeah, you've got a few people in the chat. Guni, his dad is a Liverpool fan and he loves Gerrard. Jude Fabrizio said Liverpool want him and Klopp loves the player. Outside of Jude Bellingham, and obviously I'm hearing Nunez could possibly be the backup to Bellingham if you don't get him this season. Who else have you been interested in that looks concrete?
Do you know what? We're kind of done for the summer. I can't lie. I wish I could come on here and give you a little exclusive and say, my guy's signing this and that. We're not, I don't think we're going to do anything else. I mean, you've seen us already do our business early, which again is the way to be. We used to be quite late on in the window. We used to leave it until the 11th hour to get contracts signed, T's crossed, I's dotted. But now we kind of, by 2 weeks after the Champions League final, we'd already got Carvalho and Nunez.
Facts.
So, and it's like we lost the Champions League final against Real Madrid the last time. The day after, we bought Fabinho. We bought Alisson in January of 2018. We bought Van Dijk. So, I don't think anything else is going to happen, mate. I mean, we bought this Calvin Ramsey in as a backup right back. Maybe 1 or 2 more still to leave.
I think Carvalho.
I can't really see anyone else, to be honest.
I think that Carvalho from Fulham will do well for you. I see people saying, "Oh, you need to replace Van Dijk. He's getting old." Well, I say, well, his replacement's already at the club. I think Konate is going to be a fucking brilliant centre back for you lot.
He already is, bro.
Yeah.
Can you name me, Guni, 4 better options at centre back in the Premier League, other than Van Dijk, Matip? Kanate and Gomez. Can you tell me another team that has 4 defenders like that?
Can you ask me this question at the end of the season? Because we might finish with Koulibaly, Koundé. We're looking at another centre back as well. We're looking at some dangerous CBs, but
when are your old wing backs going to leave? When is Azpilicueta and Alonso gone? Because I swear they tried to go Barca as well.
Well, as apparently, well, I'm seeing on socials. Apparently, once the Koundé deal gets done, if it gets done, then he's going to be out the door going to Barcelona. In terms of Marcus Alonso, how true this is, I don't know, but apparently he himself has handed in a transfer request. So his situation at the club is pretty much untenable. I can believe that because of the relationship between Tuchel and him. Tuchel he's always been a difficult one for Tuchel to deal with, and they've had their bus up. So I don't see him staying at the club. Aspi and him will be going. The concerning thing is, though, I haven't heard for any more replacements for the wing backs or backups for the wing backs. That's my concern.
Because you'll have Reece and Ben, but as soon as one of them gets injured, you can't be having playing Sarr or these dons at left back.
If we have it right, they're both injury prone.
Yeah, they are.
And in terms of for that left side, the drop off from Chilwell to Emerson is huge.
Is he still there, Emerson?
He's still there. We haven't been able to get rid of him. We loaned him.
What's he doing?
We loaned him to Lyon, where he had a brilliant loan spell. We tried to get him back because of that good loan spell in January. But Lyon were like, nope, we're going to keep the player. We're going to exercise the option to buy the player. But it looks like he's back at Chelsea now. So even still, that drop-off is not good enough. We've just signed a promising youngster from Brighton on that left side, but he's not going to get thrown in the deep end, is he? So I doubt that. So we still got a lot of work to do. We haven't even touched the midfield in terms of like what we actually need, like defensive mid.
Coutinho surely going?
I hope so. And I risk the wrath of Chelsea fans by saying that, but I genuinely think he needs to go back to Italy. I'm not saying he's a shit player, Alex. I'm not saying that. But in terms of Premier League criteria, and he's getting older, I see him just getting skimmed more and more and more as each season gets past, brother. And we can't have that hole in that midfield.
Where's Ross Barkley now? Is he still at you?
Yeah, he's doing his preseason Pirlo thing. Now he's just showing for a bit in the preseason. We're trying to get his price tag up. What happens to him afterwards, I'm not too sure, bruv. I've got no idea. But in terms of Chelsea, I don't think you lot have got anything to worry about.
What about Werner?
Timo, still there. Who's going to sign this guy? 270,000 British pounds a week, cuz. Who's going to sign him?
He should just ball out in Monaco or something, man.
Unless he takes a pay cut, we can't get rid of the guy. And the pay cut he needs to take, he needs to go like below like the 150s and 140s. And that's only because he's won the Champions League. He's getting over 100K. That's the only reason why I give him that. But
what about have you still got Batshuayi?
Batshuayi is still there. He is still there, bruv. Yep.
Jesus.
This is our old regime. They absolutely screwed us, bruv. They absolutely screwed
us. Who
us.
else is still there?
We got Deadwood. So watch this. We've got Bakayoko. We've got we've got Bakayoko. We've got Kennedy. We've got Emerson. We've got Baba Rahman. We have got Matt Miazga. We have still got Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who needs to go at this point. Danny Drinkwater. No, Danny Drinkwater's contract ran out.
His
contract ran out.
Just.
Batshuayi, yep, is still in the team. But we've got Bear Deadwood. That's 7 players off the top of my head that I've just named you.
You've got to get rid of a lot.
And the money that these players are on.
Yeah. And they could just say, no, I'm staying.
Yeah, Malang Sarr, who's going to give him 120K a week?
Is that how much he's on?
That's how much he's on because we got him on a free. And Marina thought he was good business. It's on 120 a week, yeah? Malang Sarr, 120 a week. Who else? Who else is on?
You lot thought she did a good job.
I praised her when she did things right. I criticized her when, certain deals I couldn't understand. Like, why are you giving Bakayoko a new contract? For what? Because you want to get more money for him. Batshuayi as well. You said to Borussia Dortmund, Marina Granovskaya, you said no to 40 M's for Batshuayi. You said no to 40 M's to Inter Milan for Marcus Alonso when he was 30 or 29.
Yeah.
This is what we had to deal with at our club, rude boy.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm bouncing up and down on the walls that we finally got Todd Bowley in, and he's looking to bring in an actual director of football. We tried with your guy, Michael Edwards, but for several reasons, I don't think it's going to happen. One, he said he wanted to test himself abroad. And two, for the time that he's been at Liverpool, I guess there's probably a non-compete or agreement in there. And just purely out of respect. Why are you going to go from a rival straight away to another one?
Would never do that.
Yeah, so the other option is Paul Mitchell, who I wrongly called Phil Mitchell on Troops' podcast. And that...
oh, God. Phil Mitchell, you know.
I haven't heard the end of that
At least
one.
You didn't say Grant.
Bro, it's because of the P's. They both got 2 P's. So I was like, Phil. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Chelsea looking to bring in Phil Mitchell. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so there's
whereabouts you from in London, bro?
I'm from North Wheezy, Hendon, bro. So literally
Hendon?
right next door.
I'm from Barnet, you know.
So literally right next door to Troops. So yeah, bro, I used to go to school in I went Finchley Catholic for a bit. So I used to get the 326. Yeah, I used to get the 326.
No way. That's crazy. I had like dentist. I used to go dentist in Hendon.
You probably went to the same one.
For years.
Probably went to the same one that I did. Hendon.
I remember selling a BlackBerry in Hendon tube station once. You know, in the early BlackBerry days.
Right there,
selling one to some geezer. Yeah, mad.
Tuesday. I haven't been to Hendon in the longest. I need to go back home still. That's what I'm from. I'm from NW4. That's Hendon. Troops is right next door. He's NW9.
Yeah.
Collindale Graham Park. That's where he's from.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's one of them. But bro, what have you got coming up? Or what have you already got that you've put up on the internet that you would like the peoples to see? I've already told them where they can find you. They can click all your links in the description. But what have you got coming up?
Oh, so obviously on the Cop TV, you know, bigger and better season. We want to try and double the subs there this year to get to 50. And we got some nice partnerships and sponsors coming on for the new season. Some clothing ones, a toy one. We got a betting one. And then me, myself, away from the Cop TV, I've got some stuff coming up, really exciting stuff in the pipeline with the BBC, Sky Sports. I've been doing that for the last 2 years as well. That's going well. Premier League as well. That's always fun. Working with brands. And obviously I'm full-time on DR Sports as well with Robbie and the gang. So just busy, bro, man. You know, yes, Ant Dicko in the comments. Big up to Diego as well. They're always in the Cop TV. But yeah, just busy, man. Like I said, I just moved to this flat. I know Ant Dicko will want a dog update, so there's the little man asleep there.
Hey, there he is.
Doing up, chilling in the new flat. But yeah, bro, just staying active, busy, everything, man.
I hear you, man. So there you have it, people. Literally, you know where to find Alex. He sounds like he's going to be busy as hell, which is always good to stay busy, man. Those are some good opportunities.
And I'm coming to New York as well in September.
Yeah. So we're going to link up in New York. We've already spoke about this. Definitely, I've got to take you around New York City. You definitely got to see the, you got to join you got to come check out the Football Factory. I think that'd be good for you as well.
100%. I want to, if there's any Liverpool fans watching this right now, obviously you're in New York now, and I know that when I've mentioned it on my show, they've been keen, but I want to go to Carragher's bar as well when I'm out there. So if there's any Liverpool fans that want to link up and do some content, then that would be amazing, man. Oh, look, he's just joined us. Everyone,
there he is.
He's just joined us.
He's hiding under the chair, looks like. But there was a question that I did want to answer. I thought it was a good question, if I can find it again. But it was to do with Lewandowski and Benzema. I wanted to ask you before you go. Obviously, both of them now in La Liga. Who do you think is going to score more between the two?
Great question. So tough. I mean, they could have like 25 each. They really could. Lewandowski, I'm going to go with Benzema. I think next season will probably be one of his last kind of swan songs because he's 36 now, Benzema. And to be fair, Lewandowski is 34, I think. So they are getting on. But I'd like to see them go proper head-to-head, 25 goals each. If Lewandowski gets 50 odd goals in Bundesliga every year, then I would imagine that he could achieve something quite similar in La Liga. That probably makes 30 goals in the Premier League, 50 out there. I would say the quality equivalent. So I reckon they could just go head to head. It could be the new Ronaldo, Messi for like 1 year, you know.
For 1 year, yeah. Well, there's not. Well, when you look at the strikers that are out there, I don't think there's anybody that's even close to them two right now. They're at the peak of their powers.
Yeah, you always get Iago Aspas popping up with about 16, 17 a season. Never scored one for us, but
yeah,
you always
he
get
seems
him
to like
popping
La
up.
Liga, innit? He likes La Liga.
Yeah, he's just one of them guys that only does well. It's a bit like, what's his name? Billy Sharp in the Championship. Is it Billy Sharp? He's just good in that league, and that's it, you know. Benzema's 34, sorry.
There was also no, I'm not gonna say Kevin Phillips was actually.
No, he was decent. He scored 31 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why
man like Kevin, you know.
Yeah, that's why I had to circle back on that. I was gonna say Kevin Phillips. I said, nah, this guy actually got goals, blood, so I can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, people, listen, man. Alex, thank you so much for joining us on the channel for the first time. Again, I do want to apologize for being 10, 15 minutes late. That doesn't happen on this platform. But I will lean on the excuse that I haven't had any THC since Monday, and I'm trying to stay strong. And it's mashing me up, bruv. Yeah, it's mashing me up. I don't smoke cigarettes either, so I'm literally like cold turkey.
Did you flush it all down the toilet?
I flushed it all down the toilet. That was
mad.
On the Insta. No, hold on. I flushed the tobacco down the toilet. I made sure I smoked the weed before I quit.
You're funny. Where do you live in New York?
I'm uptown, literally borderline on the Bronx, bro.
Okay.
Washington Heights with all the Latinos, so a lot of very heavy Dominican and Puerto Rican communities.
No problem, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem, man. Hey, the super chats are coming in again last minute. Can we have an electric scooter race between Guni, AGT, and Zar and Shoots? I'm in Zar's corner. Well, we've got to go to Baltimore to do that. Definitely.
I mean, we've got them in Liverpool, to be fair. I'm on them every day. I mean, me versus Guni versus Zar versus Troops. I mean, I'm probably the heaviest. I'm 6'3", so I'm probably the heaviest out of all of us. So I won't win. So if you're looking for aerodynamism, I would go either Guni or Zar, to be honest.
Well, I'm also
with me.
I'm 5'10" and I'm quite heavy myself. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to lose these weights. But you see, Zar would have done better if he weren't scared, because he doesn't want to go top speed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. I seen a mad video. I seen a video of him yesterday where they bring out a big bottle of thing and he opens it and it's a tiny drink.
Yeah, at the Arsenal bar. Yeah.
Oh, that is liberties.
Hey, bro, you know what's liberties? That man took me there knowing I had a Chelsea jersey on.
Why would you wear that though, bro?
Bro, but I didn't know that's where we was going. I had no idea. I have to represent, bro. It's one of those ones where
I hear you got to represent, but at the same time, it's like, just don't wear it, man. Just wear what you've got on.
There was no excuse to wear it either because Chelsea weren't playing. So I had it on. So we've got to this place. I'm like, Stacks, there's quite a few Arsenal fans around here, bro. They give me this wristband, yeah. We bust the corner. And I'll tell you, there was nothing less than 300, 400 Arsenal fans, all of them in red. And I'm just standing there in this Chelsea shirt, like, oh my days. This is the most awkward thing.
Dirty.
The most awkward thing ever. But luckily in America, it's not that deep.
In America, that's what I was going to say. In America, it's calm. But you see, and it's happened recently on Derby Day at Anfield. Imagine if I walk around the corner in a Liverpool shirt to 500 Everton fans. They'll literally eat me alive.
Yeah, you're getting
battered, stabbed, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I might even die. I probably would die.
This is what I'm saying. And if that was me in England, boy, I would have had to be.
You'd be getting chefed up for sure. If you wore that in the Tollington, then Yeah. It's peak. Or the 12 pins on a match day. Wow. You remember that video, bro? It's like, hey, boss, who do you support? Chelsea, yeah? Fuck Chelsea.
Oh,
Chelsea
bro,
are
that
shit.
video. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
mate,
that
that
is
video.
too good. That is too good, man.
No,
Too
but
good.
yeah, no, it's jokes, man. It's all banter in the end. I am here, made it safe and
Until
sound.
someone gets hurt, but yeah.
That's it. I'd never do that in England, though. And Troops even said himself,
No,
"Is that,
you can't.
bro? Are you mad if you got ever do this to you in England?"
No, because Troops would have had to go court and he'd get
Yeah,
manslaughter
accessory in
probably.
it. Yeah, you get joint
Accessory.
enterprise.
Yes, he'd be going down for something. If he knew that, he'd definitely get a strong 10-year sentence at least.
No,
If he
definitely.
knew that he was leading you into like that, but yeah.
No,
Lamb to slaughter.
yeah, that's exactly what it was, bro. That's exactly what it was. But
In
people,
America,
listen,
it's like, hey, join in, dude. We're all one.
no, a couple of them were like, "Very brave, buddy. You look like you're lost. Shouldn't be in here. Very brave."
What do you say to them dons? Because like you just wouldn't get that in England, would you?
Bruv, I just said,
You
listen.
get slapped up first.
I said,
then...
I said to all of them, I appreciate that. That's all you're saying to me. Because if this was back home, I would be on the front page right now.
Yeah.
YouTuber found dead in Arsenal bar wearing Chelsea shirt. That's exactly what he
Did
would
you not
say.
have a jacket or
I
a change of clothes?
bro. I was full Starkers Chelsea, cuz. Yeah, there was no hiding.
Oh,
There was
mate.
no hiding. I just had that big Chelsea.
You gotta just you can't be rolling around like that anyway, bro.
Yeah, I got a nip it in the bud, innit? Yeah, I got a bit.
Yeah.
But sometimes, bro, when you're around Troops and he talks so much crap, sometimes he just like, yeah, fuck you, bruv. I gotta put my Chelsea shirt on and show my Chelsea pride. Do you know what I mean? It feels like that sometimes.
Walking around, I remember walking around during lockdown with Troops around Shoreditch, and he just had a fat zoot in his mouth. He was like passing over whatever, and he just don't give a shit when you're walking around, man. He'll say anything to anyone. He don't care.
No, that's that.
But
Yeah,
that's my brother though, man.
That's my guy.
bro.
Trust me. Just keeps it real at all times, bro. He's what
I hope he watches this as well.
No, he most probably is. No, he's on his flight actually. Because I think
He'll watch it later, though, won't he?
Yeah, he always does. He always circles back to the videos that I post up. But yeah, man. Listen, people, I'm gonna put this live stream to an end. I did enjoy this one. Hopefully, we can get Alex back on here again sometime soon. Like I said, you can follow Alex. All of his socials are down there in the description, clickable links as well. Show my brother some love. You get me? Same with Man Knows Football. If you are new to this platform, smash that subscribe button, smash the like button as well. And if you're watching after the live, please leave your thoughts down there in the comments. I always do check. I love interacting with you lot. But people, wherever you are, wherever you do.